Welcome to the family. Just kidding. Welcome to Language Learning Podcast.
So glad you could join us for this deep dive. Today, we're tackling a topic that seems really simple on the surface,
Right.
but it's actually one of the biggest challenges for learners, and that's
Okay.
describing your family, your relatives, all those relationships.
Absolutely. I was looking at the notes you sent over, and yeah, the data's clear. Talking about families, well, it's universal small talk.
It is.
You just can't avoid it. Whether you're traveling or, starting a new job or meeting your partner's parents for the first time.
Precisely. And our mission today is really to help you move past those very basic A1 descriptions.
Like, I have one sister.
Exactly.
Mm.
We want to help you elevate your language to that A2, maybe even B1 level, to give you the tools to, not just state facts.
But to get into the feeling of it all.
The feeling, the history, the little differences in your character compared to, say, your parents.
Yeah, we want you to be able to say something like, okay, I have my dad's hair, sure, but my sense of humor, oh, I definitely take after my aunt.
Yes. That little distinction, that's what separates a basic speaker from a really proficient one.
Okay, so before we get into all that nuance, let's lay a foundation. We need to nail down some essential words that are going to pop up again and again.
A firm foundation. I like it. These are the 5 terms you really need to have ready to go.
All right, let's start with a formal one. If I have, say, 3 brothers and 2 sisters, I don't want to list all of them out every time.
Right.
What's that single word for all of them together?
That would be siblings. Siblings is the collective, sort of formal word for your brothers and sisters.
So I could say I went on vacation with my siblings.
Perfect. It's great for writing or just talking about them as a group.
I like that. It saves time. Now, what about the opposite? What if you're like me and you don't have any?
Then you are an only child. Super common phrase. And it's simple. It just means you grew up without any brothers or sisters in the house.
Okay, easy enough. Now, moving beyond mom and dad and kids, we have that whole wider circle. Aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents.
We're extended family.
Extended family.
Right. And that concept is so important because, in some cultures, the extended family plays a much bigger role than in others.
So you need that phrase to be clear about who you're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay, and when you're talking about all these people, how do you say that you have a good, easy relationship with them?
You'd use the phrasal verb to get along with. It just means your relationship is positive, it's harmonious.
And if it's not?
You just make it negative. I don't get along with my cousin. Everyone understands there's some tension there.
Excellent. Okay, and the last one, the big one for this deep dive, the one that lets us talk about character traits we get from our family.
That is to take after. And we are going to spend some serious time on this one.
I think we have to.
It means you share a personality trait or a behavior with an older relative. It's like you took that part of your character from them.
Okay, that sets the stage perfectly. We have the words, now let's, bring them to life. We're going to move into part 1, talking about family size, but more importantly, the atmosphere it creates.
Yes. In the prep notes, you mentioned describing the feeling of a home, and I think that's key. We can, assume a big family is loud and a small one is quiet, but the language you use is what really paints the picture.
Let's illustrate that. I'm happy to play the role of the person from the big family. I know that one pretty well.
And I can take on the only child perspective.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it. So, do you have any siblings?
No, I'm the classic only child. The house was, it was always very quiet.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes, maybe a little too quiet, the kind of quiet where you can hear the clock ticking down the hall. What about you?
Oh, wow. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. 5 siblings total. My house wasn't just loud. It was chaos.
Chaos. Oh.
Absolute chaos. Fighting over the bathroom every morning, sharing clothes even if you didn't want to. There was always music or yelling or both. It was hectic.
Wow. Did you guys get along with each other with all that chaos?
Mostly. We fought a lot as kids, for sure, but we're actually very close now.
Mm-hmm.
I think you learn how to deal with people constantly being around.
That little exchange, I think, really shows the shift we're talking about. The numbers, 5 siblings, 0 siblings, that's just data.
Right.
The powerful words are quiet versus chaos or hectic.
Exactly. If you just say, I have 5 siblings, your listener has to guess what that was like. But if you say your house was bustling or even manic, boom, the picture is there.
And this is where a bigger vocabulary really, really helps. If your home was calm and organized, you could say it was serene or tidy.
Or if it was loud but fun, maybe lively or vibrant.
Right. Those adjectives tell a much deeper story about your family dynamic than just a number.
And did you notice the part about the relationship changing over time? We fought as kids, but we're close now.
Yeah, that's so important.
It adds that layer of realism. You're talking about the past and the present. It's how real conversations work.
It really is. I always found that idea of, organized chaos really fascinating. As an only child, sometimes I was almost jealous of the constant interaction, even the fighting.
I can see that.
My house was so quiet that at times it felt a bit isolating. So quiet wasn't always a good thing.
That's a great point. It shows that these descriptive words have an emotional side to them. Quiet can mean peace, or it can mean loneliness. It all depends on the context.
Which is a perfect transition to our second and probably most important point for this deep dive.
Okay.
Making that clear separation between how someone looks and how someone acts. This is where we master the difference between to look like and to take after.
This is a huge one. This
Right.
trips up so many learners, especially if their first language just uses one verb for both. But in English, there's a really sharp line.
A very sharp line. So let's do the easy one first. To look like.
Yeah.
This is 100% about physical appearance.
Yeah.
We're talking eyes, hair, height, the way you're built, things you can see. If you look like your sister, I should be able to see it in a photo.
Visual only. Got it. But then when we talk about the internal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the intelligence, the humor, the way someone gets angry.
Then you switch completely. You use our power phrase. To take after.
Right.
To take after is only for personality or character traits. It's how you show where your identity comes from. And, why is that distinction so important in English?
That's the real question, isn't it? I think it reflects this cultural need to separate things. What did I get from my DNA? What I look like? And what did I learn from my environment? What I take after?
Nature versus nurture.
Exactly. It forces you to make that distinction.
When an English speaker says you take after someone, they are acknowledging that a piece of your personality, your patience, your artistic talent, comes directly from that person's influence or behavior.
Yeah.
It has real weight.
So to make sure everyone listening really gets this and avoids that common mistake, let's run through another quick dialogue. This one really highlights how to use both verbs.
Sounds good. I'll be friend one. I'll make the observation about appearance.
And I'll be friend two, the one who knows the difference.
I saw a picture of your father the other day. It's uncanny you really look like him. You have the exact same eyes.
Ah, thanks. Yeah, physically, I totally look like him, no question. But personality-wise, well, I definitely take after my mother.
Really? That's surprising. How so? How do you take after your mom?
Well, my dad is actually pretty quiet, worries a lot. But my mom, she is incredibly energetic, very loud, loves telling jokes. She's the life of the party.
Okay.
And I'm definitely the same way. So when it comes to that social energy, I 100% take after her.
That dialogue is the gold standard for this lesson. Did you hear how friend two immediately corrected it? I look like him, but I take after her.
And that specific phrase, but personality-wise, I take after my mother, that is such a useful sentence to just memorize.
It is.
If you're listening, you could just grab that whole structure. It does the job perfectly.
And using take after correctly, it just signals that you get it. You understand this core concept. If you accidentally say, oh, I look like my dad because I'm very patient, a native speaker's brain just sort of short circuits.
Yeah, they'll be trying to figure out what a patient face looks like.
Exactly. So always use look like for the mirror test.
This one tip alone is worth the whole deep dive. Okay, so moving from that critical grammar point, let's add a little bit of fun, a little spice.
I like spice.
Let's talk about some common idioms you hear all the time when people talk about their families.
Yes. These are instant fluency boosters. They pack so much meaning into just a few words. Let's start with the one for the person who is different.
That would be the black sheep. Such a visual phrase. What does it mean?
The black sheep is the person in the family who is just fundamentally different from everyone else, often in a kind of rebellious or unconventional way.
Like if the whole family are accountants and one kid becomes a rock star.
That is the perfect example. They're the one who stands out.
Okay, hold on. We have to talk about the tone here, right?
Yeah.
Because black sheep, that sounds negative. Is it always a bad thing?
That's a great question. And it used to be. Traditionally, it did have a negative meaning, like the person who brought shame to the family.
Right.
But now, the meaning has really softened a lot. Now it often just means the nonconformist, the free spirit. You might call your cool, world-traveling cousin the black sheep with a lot of affection.
No, it's more about being unique than being a disgrace.
Exactly. So if your whole family is really quiet and you're super loud and outgoing, you could say, I guess I'm the black sheep, and it's kind of a proud statement.
It's all about context.
Got it.
What's the second idiom?
The second one is what you use when a skill or a quality shows up over and over again through the generations.
And that is, it runs in the family.
Yes. If something runs in the family, it means it's a trait or a talent that a lot of your relatives have.
The great thing about this one is how efficient it is. Like in the example from the notes. My sister's a great singer. My dad sings too. I guess music runs in the family.
You've just connected multiple people and a shared skill with 4 simple words. It runs in the family.
You don't have to explain the whole family tree.
No long explanation needed. And it works for personality traits, too.
Oh yeah. If you and your aunt are both famously bad at directions, you could say, a sense of direction does not run in our family.
Exactly. It can be humorous. These idioms are just conversational shortcuts. Mastering them gives you a kind of depth that goes way beyond basic grammar.
So we zoom out for a second. We've covered a lot of ground today. All of it designed to really elevate your descriptive skills.
We definitely moved past just listing names and numbers.
For sure. We nailed down the core vocabulary so you can use words like siblings and extended family correctly.
And we learned how important those descriptive words, chaos, quiet, serene, are for setting a scene, for conveying an atmosphere.
But I think the single most important tool we gave you today is that power to separate character from appearance.
Absolutely.
Knowing that to look like is for the physical and to take after is for the personality. That's the big breakthrough.
It is, because that knowledge lets you talk about who you really are, this complex mix of different influences. And that's what fluent, thoughtful conversation is all about.
So before we sign off, we want to give you, our listener, a direct challenge. Right now, just take a minute and think of one simple sentence describing who you take after in your own family.
Yeah, focus on a specific personality trait. Maybe you take after your grandmother's kindness or your dad's stubbornness. Just practice using that key phrase. Apply it right now.
That's how this sticks. That immediate application is what makes it part of your natural English.
Thank you for diving deep with us into the world of family dynamics today.
Thanks for joining our podcast family today.